So let's pretend that these are the heights of students in a particular class. I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time. I'm going to find the smallest and the highest value. The smallest value in this case is 162.4, I think. And the tallest person is 181.2. All right. Now I don't have a whole lot of data points here, but that's okay. I might do them in intervals of like 5. So maybe to make sure everything's included, I'll start at like 162. So say 162 to less than 167. All right. The reason that I'm using that less than is because with continuous data, you're not supposed to round or anything like that, and you don't want there to be any overlap. So if somebody's like, 179.9999 centimeters, you don't want to round them up or anything like that to 180. But it also doesn't seem to be like accurate to leave it at 179 either. So this is the way to be like inclusive. What was that, sorry? This one?
One in the corner. The one next to 170.
Oh, up here.
Yeah.
179.8.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that is a bit hard to read, isn't it? Because the thing's bending. 179.8 is what it is. I'll just rewrite it underneath. There you go. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer. So yeah, you want it to sort of be inclusive of all the values without sort of being, you don't want to manipulate the data in any way by rounding. So that's why I'm using this less than in this case. So we're saying that it's less than, so from 162 to less than 167, I can actually start my next interval at 167, right? Because everything up until 167 is below this, and then 167 is just above, right? So 167 or higher is linked into this second one here. So, so it might go 167 to less than 172. I'll say 172 to less than 179, and 179. Wait, why did I do 9? I meant 7. Sorry, that's supposed to be 7. 177 up until less than 182. All right. So just a couple of short intervals here. That's okay. I'm just going to go through and tally them up, and then I'll do my histogram. So between 162 and 167, I have 2 values, I believe. It's just 2 values. Between 167 and 172, I have 2 values. Between 172 and 177, I have 1, 2, 3 values. And then in this range here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. All right, 5 values, all right? So that's my data grouped. And then I'm just gonna do a histogram just like before. So I'm gonna have my frequency on the Y and my ranges on the X. Again, I'm just gonna put in this funky little like zigzag here, just to say that, it is possible for somebody to be shorter than 162, but there are none in this data set, if that makes sense. So I'll do this up here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably needs to go a little bit higher. And we'll do our ranges at the bottom. So we have 162. And then on this border, I can just write 167. Everything below that is going below it. Everything above it is going above it. And I'll just fill all these in. 172, 177, and 182. All right. I'm just going to fill in my histogram same as before. So my frequency tells me where to go for all of these values here. Right.
So what are the numbers on the bottom of that graph?
What numbers are they?
Yeah.
They're these numbers here. So they're 162. So So I'll just write them a bit bigger underneath. 167, 172, 177, and 182. So I apologise if that's hard to read from where you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, so it's just another way of doing your histogram. Depends which way you prefer to do it. I think this is a nice way to go about it, but yeah. Okay. So we'll go past histograms. Actually, let's do a histogram on the CAS so you can see how that works. So just give me a second to get my CAS rolling. I'll probably have to pause.